Hello, I am Dr. PPP. I am the Celebrity Guru, award winning author of the book You Are the Celebrity. I am the marathon man who ran 12 marathons in my lifetime by God's grace and your blessings. I am the Himalayas Guru who is climbing the Everest, the Himalayas, by God's grace and your blessings. If the celebrity guru can write, so can you. If the marathon man can run, so can you. If the Himalayas guru can climb, so can you. Life is the movie, you are the celebrity. Life is the celebration, you are the celebrity. Life is the marathon, you are the marathoner. Life is the book, you are the author. Life is the mountain, you are the mountaineer. I am the spiritual guru of the world, Swami Vishwaguru. And on behalf of Torch, on behalf of Waves of Kindness, on behalf of the Celebrity Guru Dr. PPP, we are welcoming you at World Spiritual Celebration. Na bhuto, na bhavishyati. In the past, in the history, never ever happened. In the future, it's never ever going to happen. This is it. This is it. Today is the day. Today is your spiritual awakening day. Look at that. Torch is right there, lightening your life, awakening you, awakening the spirituality within you. Yes, and we 1 billion plus people. That's my mission, passion, purpose, and vision. And we have speakers from all over the world with all kind of expertise to awaken the spirituality within you, to awaken the awakening within you. And I'm humbled, honored, privileged, blessed, and super excited to introduce you, my host, my mama, the torch mama, Amma, none other than Lynn Cheated. Mama Lynn, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Pravin.
Yes, mama.
Thank you, Pravin. We love you. We wish this beautiful day on the world spiritual celebration. When I think of Homo Spiritus, I think of spiritual human beings. There's no greater gift than to bring forward the grace and the amount of bounty that we've been given. As we've been hosting for the last 2 days, Torch Family, and today is the World Spiritual Celebration. Pravin has a group of people that has supported the world for a change. Torch means the Organization for Realizing Change in Humanity. What is that? What is change? It's every minute in the now. It's every minute in this moment that we make the opportunity to change. Just by listening, just by hearing with our spiritual ears, with our spiritual sight, with our knowledge. So let's start the day with a prayer. I want everybody to close their eyes, and I want you to see your own inner light. I want you to see your own inner light. So I want you to take your first 3 fingers, your thumb, your pointer, and your middle. And I want you to hold the pointer up on the third eye. And I want the other 2 on the outside eyes. And I want you to pull the 3 together. So you're going to pull those together when you're on the outside of the eyes. And you're going to keep pulling until you see your own inner light. And it'll be a brilliant white color. You might see movement. That's your own inner consciousness. That's your own belovedness. And then you can release your fingers, but don't open your eyes. Just stay with that light. Stay with that tingling. Stay with that bounty that you are. This is what you want to hang on to. It's each day of a blessing that your heart beats. It contracts and it expands. It contracts and expands. The sun comes up and it comes down. It goes down. The ocean waves come in and they come out. Everything is this base of unifying principle. You can open your eyes now. Remember that practice. Remember that practice. It's a simple practice. It's a simple moment. It's a simple engagement. It's a simple embrace of who you are as a human being. We each have only today. We each have only this moment. We each have the grace that's been given by this bounty. There are moments when I've been around a lot of spiritual teachers for many, many years. I started teaching when I was in my 20s. I stopped at almost 40 years old, and I kind of didn't teach for almost 30 years. But I prepared myself because I knew there was a time when I would come back and start giving the gifts. Some of the work that I've been given over the years is about sound and vibrational healing. So sound is this bounty that comes from our mouth. It's the sacred thing. What we speak is the most sacred. What we bring about is the most precious. Precious. Before I work further, I know there were many things that happened in your life in the last 24 hours. It could have been somebody died. It could have been a baby born. Today's the due date of my grandson. So I'm in a lot of prayer, but it could have been a devastation. Pravin mentioned there was a big fire in his area. So we want to stop for a minute and have a moment of silence. And then I'll bring us back out with the sound and the vibrational healing. And I want you all to join me, and I'll teach you how to help bring your entering of your sound chamber, your own inner chamber. They say that Adam's rib was the rib of sound given to the woman in the biblical text. But sound has been known as a very huge healer for years. I'm a theologian. I've been teaching for many years. And as I step into this silence with you, and you step into the silence with me, we're stepping into a moment of grace. Because to hear that inner silence and that inner voice is one of the greatest gifts. So as we start this day, the World Spiritual Celebration for Dr. PPP and all the speakers he has coming, we want to gather all the ancestors from the north, from the south, from the east, and from the west, and from all the cross-quarter. We want to gather the deep witness of heaven and earth. We want to gather the 10 directions. There's an old chant, Om Avidadum Kam, Om Avidadum Kam. So we'll come out of this with Om Avidadum Kam. And I want you to send that to all those directions and all the people that you know, past and future and present. And as you bring the past, the present, and future into this moment of silence, right now, I want you to just give thanks. Give thanks to those that brought you here, your mom and your dad, your grandma and grandpa, your great-grandpa and grandpa, from all generations, and bring them here in this moment, in this silence, and then send them back the love and the light. The ghost world itself is filled with delusions, and the thinking of those delusions cloud our thinking. So as you bring yourself into this moment, into this day, into this presence, as we go silent, let's remember the ancestries. Let's remember all the gifts that they brought us. Whether you were born in Pakistan, whether you were born in India, whether you were born in Canada, whether you were born in USA, we are all gathering together today for this beautiful celebration, this beautiful moment of time. And there's no greater person to bring everyone together as Dr. PPP. So bring that presence. So right now I'm going to take at least 3 minutes, and then we're going to come back out and we're going to chant Om Avidadumkam. And that is a light. It means send the light to people, but also take a minute and send it to yourself. We are all moments of time. You won't get this time again. You won't see this time again. I'll follow that with the Lord's Prayer because I grew up in the Christian, but I'm going to sing it. And then I'll do some sound healing for the world and for understanding the world. Before we go silent, I want you to put your hands all the way up, and I want you to gather and breathe in heaven's force. Nice 3 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In the back of your tongue, there's a uvula, the little uvula, the little thing that goes down. Heaven and earth meet there. And I want you to breathe from heaven's force up through your heart chakra. When we wave, this is your heart. You're breathing in the heart of humanity, whether you call it God or Allah, or you're breathing it in to come down. And when you do the first chant, Om Avidadumkam, you're going to put your hands out and you're going to send it to all the people you know and all the beings you know, seen and unseen. So let's have a moment of silence, and I'll teach you a couple of other tricks that keep me in my full embodiment. We are in these bodies for a precious time, very small time. It goes quick. If you're 61 like myself, it goes quick. I'm only here for another short time, and so are you. So we need to open ourselves to that greater gifts that we give the world what we came for. And that's what I'm going to give a little bit this morning. We came to give the gifts, and those gifts come from all that you've ever been given and all that you'll ever be given again. And it's only in this now. So let's pray for all those in the last 24 hours that went through a devastation, went through a difficulty in silence together, to bring together a one peaceful world, to bring together a one peaceful world mission, vision, and grace. So 1 minute of silence, 2 minutes of silence, and then we're going to come out and we're going to do Om Avidadumkam. And again, if you didn't do the breathing, let's do 3 more breaths before we go silent. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the energy of God flow through your hands. And may we sit with each other for a few minutes in silence. Om Avidadumkam. Om Avidadumkam. Our Father and Mother who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, now and forever. Now and forever. Amen. Ila Patriu, Ilma Yehovah, Ila Be'ayu. Open your mouth and do the sound of ah, and feel it vibrate down in your lower body. So ah, and then ooh, feel it in your heart. Ah, ooh, and up in your neck. Ooh. And then up in your seeing eye, I would say, spiritual eye, spiritual sight. So we're going to do the Aum for 3 times. As you know, we came from the Word was God, and the spoken word is you, and the gifts that you bring. And the more you bring that energy back, no matter what tradition, the Aum brings that energy and balances your own chakra system or your own energy body, if you don't use the word chakras. A long time ago, Aveline Kushi taught me many of these. And she told me, when I went to her and I said, Aveline, I'm Christian, I can't do these. These are not my prayers. She said, Mama Lynn, these are not Christian or Hindu or Buddhist. These are just the sound of God. These are just the sound of God. So when you remember the sound of this great universe, remember it's you. There's a couple more things I'll teach, and then I'm going to bring Pravin back up. I'm going to go work as a nurse. This gift of the moment, when we think about world celebration, World Spiritual Celebration, you have to remember that the essence of even those words that Pravin came from and brought forth were something from the universe. None of us are getting thoughts on our own. They come from God. And so the more you remember that they come from God, the more you remember that they come from grace, the more you remember that your brothers and sisters, no matter who they are the preciousness of you. So I want to give this to you. And one of the gifts of Pravin and I is Taqwa Ahmed. Taqwa Ahmed is one of the graces of this life, and we love her very much. And we send her family prayers and love and healing. But Taqwa and I talked a lot about sound, and she was in a wheelchair, but anyone has to recognize that your name was given by God. So one practice that you can do is set up 2 candles, and those candles and a mirror in front of you, and chant your name because it was given to you. Yes, your parents picked the name, blah, blah, blah. No, the parents gave it to you by the grace of God because they had sound. So the gift of the sound, the rib of sound, are the vowels. So I want you to do the vowels with me. A, E, O, U. And then I want to take the first consonant of your name. Mine is L, so I'll do L. And you put it in front of the vowels. And then we'll do Dr. PPP, and maybe he'll come up and join us. So here are the sounds. I, O, I, O, I, O. Those are the basics of the sound rib chamber. And I want you to take the first consonant of your name now and put it in front of all the vowels. So I'm going to do my own name, and you're going to do your own name. La, le, li, lo, lu. 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 And let those sounds embrace every part of you, every moment of you, every day of you. And let's get our moment of time with Dr. PPP now on stage, and let's do the PPP. And we'll do the sounds. Pa, pe, pi, po, poo. Pa, pe, pi, po, poo. Pa, pe, pi, po, poo. And I want to do J because I love Jesus. Ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Ja, je, ji, jo, ju. Ja, je, ji, jo, ju. And as you enter in, Pravin is back. I hope he stays back. Come back, Pravin, and love yourself and love your presence and love the sounds that you were made from, because the la, le, li, lo, lu, my parents heard the name Lynn. They heard the name Susan, my middle name. The sound of Sue means peace. Sue. So when a baby is sleeping, when you've watched a baby sleep, are they peaceful? That sound of Sue. Sue is the sound of peace. My spiritual name, Linpo, is a Buddhist name, and it means spiritual teacher of chakra system, okay, of sound. So I will give a lot more sound teachings. Every Sunday afternoon, I'm going to be going live from my town, and I'm going to be giving a lot more teachings every Sunday now. I haven't been doing this too much. And as you bring forth your own sounds, remember, it has nothing to do with me. It has what your parents heard. It has what you hear. It has what you want in your life to awaken all those cells in your physical form, because it's time to be awake. There's no greater time than to be awake today. There's no greater time than to bring forward your spiritual soul, to remember yourself. Remembrance to remember is key. And I hope I get to read from my book later, Remembrance to Remember, because Pravin has wanted me to write books for a long time. And this book was written in 2015, before I met Pravin, but I haven't had it published. And I really hope to publish it this year. So with your help, with your grace, with your moments of time, Mama Lynn's book will come forward. And as I enter this day and hand this beautiful day over to Pravin again, we just want to go out with the sound of Aum and vibrate your whole body with us. Those sounds are not any spiritual religion. They're not any from anywhere, but just sound. When a baby came out of the womb, the first words usually from a baby are ma, 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 or ba, 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 or da, 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 da. Those are precious sounds from the being that makes the sound for the first time. And as they grow upright, they learn new words. And may we teach them not the rhetoric of life, but the teachings of love, the teachings of care, the teachings of the moments of time, the teachings of peace, health, environment, and tech that can bring them forward to their beautiful grace that they are. The children don't need any more rhetoric. There's been rhetoric for generations. And this day, the World Spiritual Celebration Day, is going to bring you to your forefront of your spiritual path with all the gifts of all the people that are here. And Dr. P.P. is one of them. He was given the gift of sound and remembrance. He was given the gift of the spiritual pathway. He was given the gift of the sound of understanding. Torch, the organization for realizing change in humanity, named him for the year of peace, the year of health, the year of humanity in environment, the year of technology. We give him the grace of the gift of his spirit this year. And in July, we'll pick a new torch ambassador for the year. And as you bring forward, remember those gifts. And I'll never forget Taqwa Ahmed doing her dad's name and laughing like I've never heard her laugh. Wah, way, wee, wo, woo, the W. Wah, way, wee, wo, woo. So Taqwa, if you're watching, Pravin, you have to do wah, way, wee, wo, woo. Wah, way, wee, wo, woo. The vowels with Wahid's name, the W in Wahid's name, right? Wah, way, wee, wo, woo. Wah, way, wee, wo, woo. Wah, way, wee, wo, woo. And Swami is here. And Swami is here. Asa, say, see, so, so.
मैं एक लाइट उधार कर दे तो लाइट उधार कर दो
Say, see, so, so. Sa, se, si, so, so. As you enter this beautiful day with Swami now and Pravin, the people will still come. The people will give you the blessings of this life. The people will bring you, but they remembered that deep spiritual sense.
I am sorry for late.
That's okay, Swamiji. You showed up. You showed up.
I am very sorry because in my mobile the link was not opening. So I have helped one student, and this is his instrument.
Yes.
We will talk now.
Great.
Yes,
Yes.
Mama Lynn has to leave, and I love you. I'm going to go work as a nurse, and I'm going to take care of a 90-year-old man today. And I love you very much,
Yes.
and I'm so glad you
Yes.
appeared. And we're gonna do
Yes.
we're gonna end my presence with AUM. Okay, so let's vibrate the body. Ah.
Wow.
It's really,
Mama,
I'm a little stuck right here. I can tell. So let's open myself. Okay, so this is what happens when you do sound.
wow, Mama Lynn, thank you so much from bottom of my heart for pouring your body, mind, heart, and soul, and giving this torch platform to share into World Spiritual Celebration with speakers from all over the world, and none other than I am honored, privileged, humbled, blessed, and super excited to introduce you. Sami, are you there?
Yes. Yes. I am
Okay,
hearing your voice. Yes.
awesome. To introduce you from all the way from Dil Dil in Hindustan, Sarjamini Hindustan, my spiritual guru who made me the spiritual guru of the world. And this is the mother of the world. My Swami Vishwananda is the Guinness World Record author of the book Magnetic Entrepreneur, world renowned. Even he is so nirmohi, he didn't even see the certificate yet. You know what I mean? For awards and rewards is nothing to this Swami, man. And this Swami is the peace guru. And right now, even though he's so much busy in India and all over the world, right now giving the time for you right now, go. So without further ado, help me welcome for next 27 minutes to rock your world, to awaken the spirituality within, none other than the world has never seen before, the world is never ever going to witness after, none other than on this planet earth, with your lots of hearts, wow, like and sharing. Help me welcome my Swami, your Swami, our Swami, the mother of the world, and tomorrow is the Mother's Day. So none other than Swami Vishwa Anand. Swami Vishwanand, next 27 minutes is yours. Take it away, please.
Thank you very much for your introduction. Great introduction. I feel your feelings from your core of the heart, and uh, I will justify with you have given me subject the world spiritual celebration. Today, this is the great platform. My dear Dr. Praveen P. Patel is now the world spiritual guru, and he is working day and night to unite the all humanity around the world. At present time, we are living uh, in the world, each and every corner, all people are feeling many problems. These problems are physical problems, mental problems, countries problems, coronavirus problems, health problems, and we all are suffering from many negative elements around the world. So, today, this subject is the world spiritual celebration. Uh, God has created this beautiful world to giving the pleasureful life to all living beings in the world. And God also desire to be known by their creation, by their lovely creation. God also desire to be known from this their beautiful creation, and God also to be loved. So God is loving us. God is loving constantly to their beautiful creations. So we creation of the God must love to the God. There is question, where is God? God is living each and every parts in this beautiful world in many uh, form. gods are present. So that now we must solve all problems in this world. These problems can be solved by knowledge. If there is many problems, God has given many solutions in this world. But this solution we must get from God. But God has made a beautiful channel. God is not working directly, but God is working through their selected souls, said through their selected friends. We all are selected friends. Myself, Dr. Praveen P. Patel, spiritual guru of the world, Lin Chittakji, Rehan Allahwala, Yunus Algorji from Alra TV from London, and many such Sufi masters and spiritual gurus around the world are selected souls, are selected friends to solving all such type of problems in this beautiful world. So we start to justify the subject, the world spiritual celebration. Spirituality is the one word. There is a spirit. Spirit means light. Light can remove all darkness of the mm, problems and unknown condition. Such type of many problems and many issues can be solved by the light of knowledge. So we must enlighten our spiritual soul. The spirituality start to this point. This point is the heart of the human beings. This is the main place God has made on this earth to living his house. God's living house is at two places. At his beautiful word, at the Arse Ilahi, in the God's own world, there is God is living, and on the earth, God is living in the heart of the human beings and heart of the all living beings too. But all living beings are living directly connected with God. But there are some limitations making for insects, birds, and animals. Birds, insects, and animals cannot express the knowledge of God and knowledge of souls and knowledge of beautiful world. But grace of the God, a human being can express the feelings, knowledge, and all type of knowledge can express by the mouth, from the mouth, and from the knowledge by human being. So that the we all human beings has great responsibility of we must love God, we must love all creations of God, including insects, birds, animals, and all entire human beings. Love is the religion of God, and there is a great enlighten in the love, the feelings of love. If we will love all creation of the world, then we never destroy, never disturb, never exploit of human beings and all living beings in the world. So the basic knowledge is the path to reach at the God is start from our spiritual heart. So we must enlighten, we must make spark of the spirit in our heart. But there is a technique, there is a mystical formula to enlighten our heart. The real spirituality starts from in human being's heart. If Kamile Mursid, if Satguru, if the friend of God has full power in their heart, if he desire and sanctioned by the God, then he transfer this spirit to another person by the power of these eyes. The power of flow start and flow these eyes to another person's heart, and he give the name of God. The name with name of God, God Himself came in the heart of human beings. So we must remember with loveful the God's name. The God's name is 99 types in all religions. In Sanatan Hindu Dharma, Om Shiv, this mantra is remembrance of God. In Christian, Ya Isa is the name of God. All Christian must remember the Ya Isa. All Muslim must remember Allahu. Such type of in Sikh Dharma, Vaheguru, such type of all religions have special names of God, but God is one. So all human beings will remember these names of God in their heart and rubbing the heart beating with heart beating. Allahu, Allahu, Om Shiv, Om Shiv. Such type of in heart we will remember of God with love, then spirit will start. Enlightenment will start in spiritual heart, and this spirit start. This is the hub, this is the generator of the spirit in the heart of human beings. And with blood, it flows in entire human beings and spread entire human beings. Then human beings will be very peaceful, calmful, and knowledgeful, and all noble thoughts comes in their minds through this spirit, and God will bless such people, and such people will make their works, noble works, save this beautiful world, save all living beings in the world, and such type of spiritual person must travel each and every corner of the world and spread these mystical formulas and spread these techniques. Such type of way we can spread such spirituality. After the spirituality, after the enlightenment, human beings love all creation of the world. Human such spiritual person must love God, and such spiritual person always give the knowledge of the God, always give the knowledge of the path to reach and to lead the God, who is the lovely creation, creator of the world. After the enlightenment, after the such type of spirituality and such type of getting the spiritual stage, human beings will save this beautiful world. Such spiritual person, if we all spiritual person must unification, must make the platform and must unification, and then this unification, power of the unification, we can prevent the third world war. We can prevent any kind of war among country to country, and then we will save this beautiful world, and we will give all necessity to the human beings. We can also the make zero defense budget of the all countries of the world and transport this defense budget in the establish the infrastructure in each and every country of the world, because we are now such spiritual persons are 10 crores around the world. In all countries, our peace ambassadors are working as a spiritual and enlightened persons. These persons are now united. 10 crores people are working around the world. We will not permit any country to make any war. So this world will be remain safe and peaceful and developed spirituality and economically and physically developed world. Then and then all living beings can get happy life, pleasureful life. So we must make more and more contacts of noble persons are now spread in the world. So we must meet such noble persons. We must search such type of noble persons, and we must aid such all noble persons around the world. And within short time, we can make from 10 crores people to 20 crores, then 40 crores people around the world. And then we will not permit any country to war among country to country, and we can prevent third world war. And then we will transfer the zero defense budget. All defense budget must be transferred for the developed budget of their countries. And then all people of the world will get good food, good clothes, and good houses for living. And so we spiritual persons must work constantly and making the unification of the world, doing hard work to collect such noble persons around the world. And now we have started one process, some uh, countries, and we get the beautiful results. We have prevent some wars. Before 4 years, we have prevent wars among North Korea and America. Then we have prevent two times wars among Iran and America, because at that time our peace ambassadors meet the governments and convince them the war destruction are very harmful, and many soldiers, many peoples, and economically lost. So such governments convince, and we have prevent two times Iran and American youth war. Then we have prevent three times wars among Pakistan and India. During the coronavirus from last years, we have prevent war among India and China. We have prevent the war China and America. We have prevent the war uh, fourth time. Uh, China has introduced Pakistan to war with India, but our peace ambassadors are working in India and Pakistan so that we have prevent the war, fourth time war among Pakistan and India, and we have prevent war India and Nepal too. Then we have also prevent wars among Azerbaijan and Armenia before 1 year. How we are making convincing meetings, and how we are convincing such war making countries. There is a mystical formula. Our peace ambassadors meet, travel, meet such governments, and we offer 10 crores people are offering to the such country that if you will stop the war, if you will prevent a war, then our 10 crores peace loving peoples will reach at your country at the natural calamities and the man made calamities, your citizen disturbances in your country. At that time, we 10 crores peoples will reach in your country, at your country on our own expenses, and we will not make any burden in your country, but we will rebuild, re-strengthening your country in the natural calamity. We will serve your country at the time of your citizen disturbances, home wars, make by your peoples, your citizens in your country. At that time, our 10 crores peace-loving peoples will reach at your country. We are offering now, because we have strength of 10 crores peace-loving people, spiritual enlightened people around the world. So we are also eager and seek, we demanding all noble people, please make unification with us, and we will prevent this such type of destruction, such type of wars, such type of hatred, negativities, and any disturbances. We will prevent, we will stop in this beautiful world, because God is also desire as per God's plan. God is also desired to all people must live and regard each other and give the help at the natural calamity as man-made calamity in the world. So we must run in this noble path to save this beautiful world, and to all people must get chance to meet with beautiful God. And if we meet to this beautiful world, we must develop our spiritual heart, Kalbe Salim, enlightened heart, and then our spiritual powers will be generated and encouraged in our body, and such type of enlightened persons can reach with God, meet with God, talk with God, and God will blessing with special powers. And such type of noble persons can save this beautiful world and give and remove all problems in this beautiful world. So we must follow this mystical formula. We must remember with love our God's name, our Allah name, our Jesus name, and our Vaheguru name in our heart, and we will make a huge and great spiritual noble person. And now, at present time, coronavirus can remove this spiritual power from this world. And this is the great chance to make more and more people's united unification. Then and then we can solve all problems, we can remove the coronavirus, and we can solve all painful problems in this world. So we seek and we demand, please come on this platform and we can save this beautiful world. I am very thankful to Dr. Praveen B. Patel, the spiritual guru of the world. He and Lynn Chitak has given the beautiful chance and beautiful platform to express my views and knowledge and path and technology, and today how we can get the spiritual power, use spiritual powers in our heart and our life, and then and then we can uh, do the noble work in this beautiful world. Today, Dr. Praveen P. Patel, the great spiritual guru of the world, has given this chance and make this platform. Lin Chitterji both has create this platform, and I can express my views. These views and these words I got from house of the God, from God, so that these all words are not my mind words, but these all words came from the house of the God and from God. So I am the only just a servant of the God. I am the mother of the world. This is my duty. The mother of the world's duty is the give the love each and every all living beings in the world. And mother never desired to see the destruction, destroy the world in appearance of the eyes of the mother of the world. So at present, I am giving the assurance to all living beings and all humanity. While I am living on the earth, Mother of the world will never destroy this world. Mother of the world will never permit the war. Mother of the world will never permit any types of destruction, any types of wars among country to country. And we will never permit any type of war in this world. I am here on the earth. Mother of the world is here for you. So I am giving assurance that we will prevent the war, we will save the world, and we can give all living beings a pleasureful, happy, and developed life. It is the goal of the God. So we unitedly must serve and achieve this goal for all living beings in the world. This is my service, and I surrender to feet of the God that I am only servant, and you have appointed me as the mother of the world, so that I am serving my duty. Okay, Praveen ji?
स्वामी जी, स्वामी जी, स्वामी जी, स्वामी जी, क्या बात है, क्या बात है, क्या बात है, स्वामी जी. You are the mother of the world who prevented so many wars, and right now you are here to remove corona from the world. Swamiji, my father is having corona. My family members got corona, they got recovered. And today is my father's birthday, entering into the one prasthasram at Sannyasashram, from one prasthasram to Sannyasashram. He's 75, Swamiji. And you are the one I shared about the idea of a world spiritual celebration. You are the first, my Swami. You gave me this inspiration and I shared it with you, and then it became the world's baby now. It was your baby came to me, and then now this is world baby. So स्वामी जी आपका बहुत बहुत थैंक यू सो मच, शुक्रगुजार हूँ आपका कि आपने अपना कीमती टाइम दिया और बढ़िया सा आशीर्वाद दिए. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया स्वामी जी आपका. थैंक यू सो मच.
आपके पिताजी का नंबर मुझे सेंड करना, मैं बात करूंगा और पिताजी को जितनी हमारी सेवा की जरूरत होगी हम करेंगे. मैं खुद अहमदाबाद जाके कर सकता हूँ सेवा, और पिताजी को बचाना है, पिताजी को अपने काम में लगाना है, प्यार देना है. तो पिताजी का नंबर मुझे भेज दो, मैं वो भी फोन करता हूँ थोड़ी देर के बाद. आप जब फ्री हो जाए तब पिताजी का नंबर मुझे भेज देना, मैं बात करूंगा, उसको हिम्मत दूंगा, स्पिरिचुअल पावर दूंगा, हीलिंग करूंगा, और उसको उसका शरीर को बचाना है, कोरोना वायरस से उसको बाहर निकालना है. ठीक है
प्लीज स्वामी जी. हाँ, ऑलरेडी मैंने ग्रुप बना दिया है व्हाट्सएप पे पापा के साथ. ठीक है, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया स्वामी जी. बहुत 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 तहे दिल से शुक्रिया. मेरे पास वर्ड्स नहीं है स्वामी जी. एंड शाम को इन द इवनिंग वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ वर्ल्ड स्पिरिचुअल सेलिब्रेशन अवार्ड्स व्हिच इज इंडिया's टाइम वुड बी 2:30 a.m. in the morning, 2:30 to 3:30 a.m. Swamiji. So feel free in between also, feel free and appreciate that. Thank you so much, Swamiji.
At early in the morning, 2:30
to 3:30. One, yeah, we are going to have awards for the speakers.
2 to 2:30.
Yes, Swamiji, and I would love to introduce you. This is Mr. Kurt from USA. Kurt been to India and amazing spiritual.
I regard you. I regard you. I love you. And we noble persons will save this beautiful world. We must unite in unification and enlighten our spiritual soul.
Yes, it is all about we.
Yes.
There's nothing separate. Tatvamasi. We are all one. And the only thing we get to do is just keep on giving the love. And people think that spirituality is sitting and meditating and doing japa and things like that. It is putting it into action, not just through your words, but also through the action. Karma yoga. And of course, bhakti yoga, because you are loving everybody, because God, Muktananda, my guru, he said, see God in each other and know that God dwells within you as you. So when we realize that, we're in heaven. And it's right here, wherever we are. We don't have to suffer. I didn't suffer on a hijacked airplane. I had automatic weapons, hand grenades, and plastic explosives. Did I suffer? No. I got into the deepest state of meditation at that time in 1977 that I'd ever been in. And that was flying out of Mumbai airport. Actually, Bombay in those days.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm so blessed to be able to meet you and see your radiant smile and do the work we get to do. And it's all about getting to, not having to. It's a gift. And we get to keep on giving. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You are also precious gift for us from the Lord. You are beautiful soul.
Thank you. Look, well, but we get to have people who are watching this experience the same thing. This is the key. It's not just talk. You're not just talking about a mango. You get to eat it. And this is a beautiful aspect of it. I do love mangoes.
My favorite fruit, buddy. Thank you so much, Swamiji. Thank you so much.
रात को 2 बजे प्रवीण जी, रात को 2 बजे से 2:30 बजे अवार्ड सेरेमनी.
2:30 to 3:30, Swamiji. Yes, please. Awesome. And
तो
Share it.
नहीं वो
Swami
वो
ji.
कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म पे आना होगा?
Same link, Swami ji.
ठीक
Okay, ji. Okay, love you. I love you, Swami ji. Bye.
Cheers.
Hello. I am honored, privileged, humbled, blessed, and super excited to introduce you, my soul brother, all the way from, yes, are you ready? I am ready. All the way from the world's most powerful country. Yes, United States of
It is
America.
It is not the world's most powerful country.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Okay.
People think it is. People
Ah,
think it is great. It's like when I first went to India in the early 70s. I saw people in Mumbai at the end of the monsoon, when it's hot and humid, wearing polyester clothes because the West loved polyester. Yet that made you bake. You sweated more because that beautiful khadi cotton or khadi silk would not be on you. Khadi is so breathable, and you keep cooler, and it's made by common people and people who have their livelihood in their little villages to be able to live. Gandhiji was so important in this movement. And I used to hang out with Ramkrishna Bajaj of Bajaj scooters and all the others Bajajes, you know.
beautiful.
He used to beg for food or beg for money in the streets for supporting other people, supporting Gandhi's movement. His father, of course, supported him big time. But when he was a young boy, not so young in those days, because he was pretty old when I met him. But doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are, we can give to others. We can give a smile. It doesn't cost you anything. And what does it do? Makes who feel good? The person who smiles and others. It radiates to other people. Other people start smiling. Why? Inshallah, as God wills it. What we focus on is what we get. We got to the moon, we focused on that. Just think, when we focus on creating peace in everything with peace. Do this with me, just a minute. We'll do this mantra and do the same thing I'm doing with my hands. My hands are like holding a tray in front of me. And I'm going to bring my hands to my heart as I say, peace in everything with peace. Peace in everything with peace. Peace in everything with peace. Peace with everything with peace. Peace in everything with peace. So it's peace is inside of everything, and everything has peace, because when peace is inside, it radiates outside. It gives that nice vibration that those hippies in the 60s and 70s were talking about. They said, hey, you got good vibes. You're cool. You could feel it when you get near a saint like Muktananda or Bhagwan Nityananda or Ramana Maharshi or Nisargadatta or whoever it may be that is a pure vessel, or not so pure, because everybody's on their path. But when we see God in each other, they may not know that you see God in each other, except they feel it. They feel your vibration. They feel the peace in everything with peace. Moving your hands like this is a kinesthetic, a physical expression. It's like doing your mala. You're doing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Don't do it so fast. Pay attention to the vibration of Om Namah Shivaya, or whichever your mantra is. And you get to be absorbed in that vibration and that peace in everything. Everything with peace registers more and more in your mind. And as you have it in your mind, you start to bring it forth. It's like we had incredible ideas to create things. Like when I was like 15 years old, 94,000 years ago, when I was 15 years old, I had an idea. If you could transfer sound into electricity, into wires, into sound again, like a telephone, why not transfer sound into light? And light travels at light speed, and then transfer it back into sound. Guess what? That idea so many years ago, because so many more people were focused on it, were thinking about it, were the imaginal cells of the butterfly. I call them intentional cells of the butterfly. The intentional cells make the butterfly that it just before it became a butterfly, before it became a cocoon, devoured the world, devoured everything. It would grow twice its size and twice its size again. It would just keep eating. And finally, it eats so much that it's like, I got to chill out. We're in that process now in humanity. We have to chill out. And instead of using this to gripe and be angry and sad and all that, let's use the time for creating a new society based on peace in everything, everything with peace. Focusing on that will allow us to create it. We created the Peace Lab. The Peace Lab is, the abbreviation lab is one of two things. Laboratory, like research and investigation and experimentation and exploration, and also a labyrinth. Now we have a design of the Peace Lab that takes the Chartres labyrinth. It's a labyrinth that was created by the mystics in around 1200 AD. It was put on the entrance to the Cathedral of Notre Dame in Chartres, France. When you walk that labyrinth, the mystics made it so when you walk in the one path and retrace your steps back out, you felt like you had walked in the Holy Land, like when you are able to walk and bathe in the Ganges, or you were able to take your Hajj and go over to Mecca and experience the Kaaba. You get to feel that experience by just walking that labyrinth, because mystics of all ages gifted us with wisdom and practices. When we practice it, it works. The more we practice it, the more it works. So we are gifted with not just doing japa in the morning or doing our meditation for an hour in the morning before you, or you do your puja and you're waving the nice lights, the arti. When we do that, that's beautiful. That's centered. We go out into the world, and if we act like, showing somebody how old they are because they cut you off on the road, or whatever it might be, we get to get back into, at any moment, bless that person who cut you off on the road because they don't need damning. They're already bad enough. Or they're not bad. They're rushing to the hospital with their wife who's giving birth. We don't know. But we do know that every action we choose has effect. Every thought that we have has effect. It can depress us, or it can impress us. How does it feel to look on the bad side of life? I'm writing a book now. Right now, the title's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. It's an image of from Monty Python's movie, where this guy is hanging on the cross, and he starts to sing, "Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life." And when you do, at the time you're looking at it brightly, it's brighter. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius is a key leader of the Stoics. He wrote a book called Meditations. Ring a bell? Meditation? Peace in everything, everything with peace. Meditation, he said in his book, if something bad happens, do what you can to make it better. It happened. You don't have to worry about that it happened. It happened. And now you can do something to make it better. He actually died of the pandemic in Rome. He was the emperor of the big empire of Rome. Couldn't live through the pandemic. But what did he do with his wealth? He gave his wealth to the common people, for the common good. He sold so much of his wealth and gave it to the common good of his people. How many leaders do that? We had a leader in America that only thought about himself. He only looked like Mussolini. He only thought about himself. He said, "No, there's no COVID. I'll inject myself with an insecticide, or I'll inject myself with this. I'll get cured." Didn't help the people. When we choose leaders who are focused on the heart and service, the best leader he's one of the absolute best leaders America has ever had, is a man named Carter, Jimmy Carter. He lives in a humble little house. He builds houses for poor people. He's almost 100 years old, or maybe he is 100 years old. He does this constantly. He practices his faith. He puts his faith into action. He's a karma yogi, just like Gandhi was, just like Mother Teresa was. We have so much to offer people. We have a gift from God to bring to the planet, just like that flower over there, the frangipani. I love frangipanis. They smell so good. If you like a frangipani, grow some, grow more, plant some. Let people see the beauty. Each frangipani flower, each one, just like a snowflake, which you don't see often in India except up in the north, every snowflake is different. How can that be? Well, God is pretty creative. Can we also be creative? We're his children or her children, like Devi. Shiva Shakti. There's no separation between Shiva Shakti, the consciousness, and the action of the consciousness. This is God. Who are you? The big question of Nisargadatta or Ramana Maharshi. Who am I? Who am I? Answer that question. Ultimately, you experience the truth. Jnana Yoga. We can practice different yogas. And when we practice one more, like I'm a karma yogi, that's my dharma, is service. I've been an educator since 1966. Excuse me, 1964, when I first started teaching swimming. Then I started, when I graduated from college, I started teaching in the secondary schools from anywhere from 11 years old to 18, and sometimes 19-year-olds. Then I started teaching at colleges. Then I founded the Institute of Sports Psychology. Then I founded Success Systems International. A little boy from a poor town in San Fernando. I had to walk to school 2 miles. I even had to walk 5 miles to high school sometimes, but usually I could get a ride with somebody. But what happened? A little poor boy like me could teach on 5 continents. What can't you do? The only picture in my book called Winning Ways for Living, there's 4 of them. 2 of them got to be bestsellers in the first 3 weeks on Amazon. Winning Ways for Living has different teachings of meditation, has different concentration practices, which you were never taught in school. Who was taught how to concentrate? Your guru taught you by using japa. Japa focuses your mind. You can be clear and concentrated. I teach different practices for concentration too. Karate Kid concentration technique. That concentrates you on the one chosen thought. And when you have enough concentration, what happens? It brings it forth. People have been healed. Look at Joe Dispenza's work. Look at, we're going to have on Humanity Rising next week. The Peace Lab is sponsoring on Humanity Rising's platform a presentation with Bruce Lipton. Dr. Bruce Lipton, when I first met him in the 1980s, was studying stem cells in the 1980s at Stanford University. He's been an amazing force bringing in the real light to life and understanding what is called biomimicry, how the biology of the planet, the nature, can teach us. Give you an example. Just like human beings should be, human cells, the healthy human cells, a healthy human being helps others that are not so healthy. The healthy human cell will help a cell around it that's not healthy. The only cell in the human body that doesn't do that is the most feared cell in the human body, cancer. It only thinks about itself. Do you want to just think about yourself? You want to die with a lot of money? What good did it do you? You want to die with a lot of things? I live simply around my yard, that I have a small yard. I grow regenerative agriculture so that it fuels the soil. It actually makes the soil like a sponge. Like when we use nature, like Vandana Shiva teaches. Vandana Shiva is a saint in bringing forth life to the planet, in bringing forth her dharma. Her dharma is to engender life for the common people in the villages of India. How? They lost their land because they started taking ideas from modern science. It said use pesticides, use herbicides, use fertilizers. Fertilizers made from what? Oil, so that some corporations could get rich. Why? When India had so much regenerative agriculture, there would be cows fertilizing the rice paddies. There would be cows fertilizing the bamboo areas, on every other area, walking the fields. It's using the animals to be able to fuel the soil as well as the plants when you know how to plant and regenerate life. When we act like that imaginal cell and we act like that healthy cell, we offer our services. We feel so energized when we do it. I worked 18-hour days. So many, I'll give you an idea, even more. I got to run Muktananda's ashram in Los Angeles at one time. Thank God it was only for a month. I got to be able to I wake up in the morning, 3 o'clock, to open up the meditation hall. One day a week, I would do Abhishek to Bhagwan Nityananda's statue. I would wake up at 2:15 to do that. And because I was doing that by myself when I started, it was building up the Shakti. And people started to come to that. People started to learn to participate in it, to offer their gifts to Bhagwan Nityananda, to pour the ghee, to pour the sacred gifts. I would then leave after meditating for about an hour. After I had breakfast, I would take a bus. 45 minutes later, I would teach at an inner city school in Los Angeles. I took away a gun from a student there. He came at me with a gun because I had failed him in government. He wouldn't graduate because of that. And I said, "Give me the gun," calmly, but with the force. I think he didn't know why. What? He's not afraid. He didn't know what to do. So he literally gave me the gun. And I called the security guy. He took the gun and the guy away. I went back and taught him my class. From then on, I started teaching stress management to other teachers who saw that. They had to go in to chill out in the lounge. They didn't even go back into their classroom. That led me to teach meditation to so many people. Why? Because it works. It works when you work it. Now, I'm a tangentialist. I can go on a tangent here and a tangent there, but basically, what am I speaking about? What am I bringing forth? Stories of truth, practices that work when you work it. That's wisdom. When you work the knowledge, when you work all those books that you read the Gita, you read the Vishnu Sahasranam. You may have chanted that every day. I chanted the Vishnu Sahasranam. I chanted the Guru Gita every day. I did all these practices. The important thing is to put it into practice. Like reading those books, great. I love that. In Mumbai, there's a great saint nearby in Pune area, actually in Alandi. His name is Gyaneshwar. He wrote a commentary in the common language, the first translation of the Bhagavad Gita in Marathi, in the common language of that state. He did it starting at the age of 16. By the age of 21, he told his disciples that he would take samadhi. He was going to go into samadhi and he was not going to come out. So he says, "Just bury me." And they did what he said. A couple hundred years later, I forget the saint's name that used to live nearby, but he had a vision of Gyaneshwar saying, "Help, I'm being strangled." He goes to the Samadhi shrine in Alandi. He was living about 50 miles away. The priests listened to him because he was a great saint. And they opened the tomb and they saw the roots of a tree strangling the body. The body was still there 200 years later. His Gita, it's called Gyaneshwari. Gyaneshwari is a beautiful rendition of the Gita with commentary like a great karma yogi, like a great lover of God, putting it into practice. Try reading it sometime. It's in translation by Podar, I believe, it was the translator. I'm not sure, but it's also published in English for me, of course, out of Unguin Press, out of the UK. But we are the gift of God for the planet. Every other species supports a thriving life. If you see a documentary called Seaspiracy, S-E-A, like spiracy, like conspiracy, Seaspiracy, you will be shocked at what is happening with our oceans, with the rivers. We get most of our oxygen from the oceans. The Great Barrier Reef has about 50% already gone. That provides a lot of oxygen because of the coral. And the coral provides habitat for fishes. And when the coral isn't there, what happens with the fishes? We are in the 6th extinction period. The world is in the 6th extinction period. Why? Because human beings have been like caterpillars. They've been devouring the plants, animals, and more. The earth even, scarring Mother Earth with these big strip mines, digging into her soul with these big mines that go deep, making it hurt. Mother Earth is alive. That's why we have earthquakes. Mother Earth is trying to stretch. She's upset because we're doing all of this. So we get COVID. Nature will fight back. We also get horrific typhoons. We have tsunamis. I went to India with the technology, and after that tsunami they had in southern India, I went to Amritananda Mai's ashram to bring a technology. It's called Skip Technology to her ashram and to her foundation, so that you could build a 500 square foot structure, a beautiful, nice house for a person, family, I should say, and it would withstand hurricane force winds and earthquakes. It would not have a problem with that. We can do wonders with life. We can create life that works. We can serve others. Like she does a lot of service in South India, around Kerala. We can work at serving others wherever we are. You can grow a little food garden, and everybody now needs to grow a food garden. Food is so expensive now, and it's only going to get more expensive. Why? Houses are spreading out in so much of the world. They're destroying the rainforest that can provide more food from the rainforest than it can for cows. I'm slowly becoming a vegan again. I was vegetarian for 27 years. I'm going to change because for every pound of meat, you can have 20 pounds of protein, at least 20 pounds of protein created vegetarian protein. At least become a vegetarian. But when you eat meat, it's also secondhand food. And what do I mean by secondhand food? It means that the food you eat has grown big and fat, this big cow or this big pig or whatever it might be, a goat or the fish. It's grown by eating so much vegetarian food. So how does it get to have that protein? It eats other protein. It devours a bunch of it. But guess what? It has more life force in it than a dead cow. When I talk about life force, I have a bottle of water here. It's a certain color. You may or may not be able to see the color. It is a violet color. And that color has a vibration. When light shines through it, when the sun shines through it, it brings a beautiful vibration into the water. You can research Michio Kushi's work and other people's work on water and how it gets to be so energetic. And it helps to energize the 70% of water that your body is like. The ocean's 70% of the earth. The human body is like Mother Earth. The oceans are so much like humanity. We are the earth. We are the oceans. We are life. We are not separate. We are, as the indigenous elder spoke about the other day, he spoke about all our relations. Why? Because we are all related. We are all gifts of the one consciousness. We can say God, Allah, consciousness, the Tao, whatever word we have for it, matters not. We are blessed when we bless, and when you do the simple blessings, not just like namaste, and you don't see God in each other. You're only doing it like a rabbit, it goes to food. You want to be conscious with your gift from your heart. Thank the food. Bless the food before you eat it. It also calms your mind down, and so on. But I've spoken plenty. We have a beautiful man here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. God.
Unjani. I don't know what language you speak, but Unjani, my wife is from South Africa. And
hello, Michael Noble. How are you, brother? Unmute your micro, please. Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear, loud and clear. Kurt,
Right,
thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your heart, body, mind,
Fine.
Meet this amazing gentleman. I am humble, honored, blessed, privileged, and super excited to introduce my next speaker, none other than the Nigeria has ever created, one and only, the Mind Guru, my rich son, and who have taken the intelligent person who are dead, who has taken the intelligent person who are alive, and today he's going to interview God, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Spirit. So I'm looking forward, man. His first time ever he's doing live interview with the God. So without further ado, help me welcome none other than Michael Noble, my rich son.
Wow. I'm so happy and grateful to be here right now. I am really so happy. Thank you, Dr. Pravin Patel, and thank you all the hosts of the World Spiritual Celebration. Thank you all the speakers. You guys are all amazing. Honestly, I am so humbled, sir. I'm very humbled. Thank you very much, Dr. Pravin, for inviting me into this amazing program. Thank you very much.
Have your camera horizontal.
I have
have your camera horizontal, so you can get 100% space, my brother. Thank you for appreciating.
All right, can you
Landscape mode, please.
all right, sir. Okay. Is it okay?
Landscape mode, not this, like this. Oh my gosh, come back, buddy, come back. Oh gosh. Okay, meanwhile let me bring back the cult. Yes, brother, I'm sorry for that. Yes. He'll be coming back soon. Yes.
I should have recorded the program. I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I'd like to see a recording of it because I get to learn from how to be able to improve the word usage. Like instead of try or work or, we take those effort kind of words out of our mouth,
Yes, I paid thousands and thousands of dollars to learn the art of communication from the publisher of my first book, Raymond Aaron, the New York Times bestseller. And I've taken same course of speaking and communications course over and over and over. It's a 3 days seminar. Several times I have taken. Yes, brother. And of course, I'm learning from the great like you, buddy. Come on, And yes, Raymond Aaron always says, there are 4 words in English which are the. Oh my God, Raymond Aaron just heard you, man. Raymond Aaron said, right now talking about Raymond, see how spiritual works, man. I get the message from Raymond Aaron. Raymond says, I tuned in and heard Kurt. Interesting. Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow. Wow. My Raymond always a postulate, man. And this is a postulate, man. This is the postulate. Right. And Raymond says, in English, there are 4 poor verbs. The poorest verbs in English, 4-1. Wish, want, hope, and try. Wish, want, hope, and try. And out of those 4, try is the worst one. Why? According to Raymond, because in wish, want, and hope, you're not going to put so much energy, not so much time, and you're not going to get the results, not so much money, so not so much results. No big deal. But in try, I'm putting my 2 hands about like half of it away. Now I'm trying those 2 hands to meet each other. Ready? That's trying. I put so much energy, so much effort, so much time, and didn't get results. Rather than Nike said, just do it. Just do it.
That's it.
Okay. You gotta meet Raymond, man. You gotta meet Raymond for sure, Cut. And whoever is listening, man, Raymond is the man who made me the author first time ever, which was my 30+ years of dream. And Raymond make it happen, man. Yes, man. Raymond is the man. Yes.
Well, I'd love to get connected with him, and I look forward to it in the near future. He can connect up with me on my website easily, and then or anybody else. Like if they want some of the practices that I offered and talked about, all people get to do. See, I took the need out. I said they get to do, and they get to be able to email me through there and ask. All it is ask and ye shall receive. And that's one of the key practices that I have in my book, which is affirmations. Most people know about affirmations, but affirmations use the question. And so, I am so happy, I am so healthy, I'm so holy. You say, why am I so happy, healthy, and holy?
Oh.
So that's asking the question, and Scripture said, ask and ye shall receive. So there's a vacuum in science. There's no answer right now, but suddenly you get the answer. You get it from inshallah, or you get it inside, or you get it somehow. Somebody's going to tell you the answer. We get the answer by putting it forth and by doing it. And this is one of the keys. Now, instead of I am so happy and healthy, or why am I, we deal with the issue of inclusive words. It's like being the royal we. The queen always says we. It's not me. It's not I. It's we, because she is the empire. She is the queen. Well, when we use that royal we, me is included in we. But guess what? If all is God and I get better and my experience is pure, it affects the others nearby. Why are we so healthy? Why are we peace within everything? Everything with peace. It's about everything. Not just that simple one person. Not just he, she, or we, or what. It's we. So use our words intentionally. Intend. Don't just go on your well-conditioned animal because you watch TV and you do the same responses and you want to dress the same way. I dressed with a lungi, I dress with a lungote, a lungi, kurta. Why? Because it was so comfortable. It was so open and free, and it was like you didn't have clothes on. I'm an old hippie. I'd rather walk around like some of the sadhus with no clothes on. In those days, or even if you're a person in indigenous places, they never wore clothes. And if they did, they just protected certain parts. One of my favorite films is The Emerald Forest. The Emerald Forest by John Borman. Wow. I showed that to young people for as long as it was out. And they'd laugh because they would see people with no tops on. And these were women. They had no tops because they were in nature and they were an indigenous tribe. And when the kids started doing boys and girls, I stopped the film. And we talked about it. Why are you laughing? Do they laugh? Why aren't they laughing? What is it that we think about these things? Is it impure or is it just nature? Is it God's creation or is it something else? We are something else because when you don't need clothes, you still wear them. And it's sad because it makes the human body less than. It makes the human body an object instead of part of nature. Every time I go outside in my backyard, as much as I can, I'm barefooted. When I walked to Ganeshpuri from the ashram, it was about 1 kilometer away. I walked as much barefooted as I could. Otherwise, I just wear chappals. I'd wear sandals. I get into Nityananda, Bhagwan Nityananda's Kund. Oh, this is a story. I jumped off a bus after a pickpocket in Bombay because I was there to be able to get healed at Nanavati Hospital, big hospital in Juhu area. And I go there, and as I'm taking a bus to my friend's place, Inder Rajanand was his name. He was a famous screenwriter in India. I was going to his place, but I felt something in my pocket. And I looked back and I saw this boy start to go out the back of the bus. I knew he had picked my pocket. So I ran after him. I jumped out of the bus, but the bus was going. I landed. My elbows hit, my head hit. The first thing I remember is people picking me up by my arms. And I just torn my shoulders. I just messed my head up. And I said, stop. And I got up myself. But I had messed up my whole spine. I had no feeling in my hands. I went to the hospital, a public hospital. Somebody from the West does not want to go to a public hospital in India because we're used to hospitals that are much more clean, much more service-oriented, have more people in it. Why? Because they get paid better at the private hospitals. But I went back to the ashram because I was told I'm going to have an operation. I told Muktananda, the doctors say I messed my whole spine up. I have to get an operation. And usually he would tell people, yes, go get your operation. But he told me, no, go to Nityananda's Kund, his guru's Kund, this hot springs, this hot water bath, right next to the Samadhi of Bhagwan Nityananda. He says, go there for 6 days and see how you feel. I went for 6 days. I started to have feeling in my hands. I told him. He says, go there until you're cured. I got in that Kund every day, even on Guru Purnima Day. Guru Purnima, there's 1 million people in this little village outside of Mumbai. It's about 50 miles out of Bombay. There were people with oozing sores, with this and that, and it was not a beautiful scene. but they were my brothers and sisters. And Muktananda had told me, get into that kun every day. I got into it. I stayed in as long as I was told, and I got out. I was cured physically of all the damage to my spine by doing that. There's great power in spirit. There's great power in certain vibrations. We can create the good vibrations by meditating every day and throughout your day. It's not just for an hour in the morning or 20 minutes if you're into transcendental meditation, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, or longer. But throughout your day, when you come out of whack, so to speak, you don't feel so good, you're not so peace with everything, you then say, peace in everything, everything with peace. Peace in everything, everything with peace. Peace in everything, everything with peace. And what happens? Just doing that 3 times gets you more peaceful. We get to be able to practice what works. It works when you work it. It works when you smile. It works when you bless things instead of damn things. It works. Those vibrations, those expressions of service, those giving some paisa to somebody who's begging. They need it more than you. We can give. When you walk by somebody that's begging and you don't just offer at least a few paisa or rupees, it in a way hardens your heart. That's a Hebrew proverb. Your heart gets to be soft, gets to be open. Whew. That's a really good thing to do too, is a big sigh. It releases tension. So you can take a deep breath in and go, and that resonance, that vibration in the chest, but it comes all the way from your diaphragm, from the lower part of your gut, all the way up your body. It's a nice pranayama. And pranayama, this breath practice, is so, so powerful. I have a series on website, and you can look on Peak Performance Prompters. I have that on Peak Performance Prompters on YouTube channel. And you can see a lot of things that I have there. Uplifting videos that are real short and sometimes longer. Like there's a 20-minute video of, it's called The Butterfly Circus. And when you think of butterflies, you think of freedom and beauty. But it doesn't start out that way. But it gets to be that way. And you get to see life in action. How to be able to use that intention, that gift of giving, that gift of kindness, that gift of kindness is only useful when you act on it. That's called helpfulness. I have a dear friend, his name is Stanley Pokras. He's out of Philadelphia. He's got something called Other Networks. Look up Other Networks /peace_lab, and you will find information about the Peace Lab. And we will get to be able to work together at creating more and more peace. Because it also has on the Other Networks.org/peace_lab, it has a link to simple things like maybe hundreds of learning sheets for common people to read stories that uplift you and give you real understanding, and practices for life. I'm so happy. Oh, there we are. My friend is back. Welcome. How are you, Michael Noble?
Oh, wow.
Where in Nigeria are
It's
you
really
from?
wonderful coming back again.
I'm glad you came. I have a friend that's from Nigeria. I used to teach with him. And his name is Wendoken,
Can you see me clear?
Adebayo Wendoken. But go ahead, you're on stage, aren't you? You get to take over.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, I am officially.
Thank you.
And
Awesome, Kurt. You are the lifesaver, buddy. And thank you so much again for sharing your heart, going extra mile, and available whenever I need you, buddy. Kurt is the guy, if you would love to enlighten spirituality within you. And without further ado, help me welcome back at World Spiritual Celebration stage, one and only the Nigeria has ever created, the mind guru of the world, the person who has interviewed the people who are dead, the person who has interviewed people who are alive. And today, first time ever live, he's going to interview not dead people, not live people, but one and only, never ever happened in the history. Michael Noble is going to interview God. Yes. Yes. Michael Noble is interviewing God right now. Yes. Michael Noble, take it away, brother.
thank you very much. I am so delighted to be here once again.
Loud, please. Louder, louder, louder,
I am so happy to be here right now.
louder,
I'm very, very happy.
louder.
I am so happy to be here now. Can you hear me right now?
Have your camera close to you and make your camera stable. And yes, louder, as loud as possible.
Right. I am so happy to be
Very
here right now. I am delighted to be here right now in the World Spiritual Celebration, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you, Dr. Pravin Patel, for organizing this amazing program. Thank you, all the hosts in this amazing program. I'm really, really happy and excited to do what I love here in this amazing group. It's really, really wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Well,
you
today
are
I want to
big.
talk about
Yes, you are the Guinness World Record
I want to talk about
yes,
the
okay, take it away, brother. Take it away.
all right, sir. So I want to talk about today the interview with God. But before I talk about this interview with God, I want to officially let you know that I am an international bestseller of a book, Magnetic Entrepreneur, world renowned, but humbled to be a Guinness World Record holder in the most authors signing the same book simultaneously, Canada 2020. I am humbled to be an international peace ambassador, and I'm also humbled to be part of the Easy Way Hollywood Wall of Fame and other things. But I humbly interviewed hundreds of the greatest speakers in the world, including legends and genius, with the idea I want to pass across to you right now. And after interviewing these legends and genius, I got attracted to legends and genius. I even belong to this another group with legends and genius. So it means the idea I want to give to you is practical and it is possible. Okay, it is possible. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done in anywhere in any country. So this is what I want to share with you today in this interview with God. What is an interview? An interview is a process of getting information that is proven from a person, from an expert in the field. That is an interview. All right. Now, an expert is a person that is competent and is able and willing to deliver a particular subject effectively for the benefit of the hearers. Okay, this is what an interview is. Now, I want to say this call impossible. If you want to interview a person, just like Napoleon Hill said, what Napoleon Hill did in a phenomenal book, Think and Grow Rich. I read that book 30 plus times right now, and I'm still reading that book. What Napoleon Hill did in that book was to interview some of the greatest minds in the world: Henry Ford, uh, 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 Andrew Carnegie, Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, etc. So Napoleon Hill did the amazing interview with them, and then Napoleon Hill came with a concept called the invisible counselors. Napoleon Hill, what he does is he picks the people he loves to be. He picks the people he want to learn from, and what he does is he sets them on a mental interview. All right, he sit down and he imagines himself, right, interviewing these people. But he first of all, what he normally do is to read their lifestyle. He read their biography, right, and the next thing he does is to make sure that the information he's passing across will be nice. All right, when he gets their biography, okay, and their autobiography, that's what Napoleon Hill does. He will compile it together with experiences and the achievements, and then he will interview them. All right, this is exactly what I did. Okay, about this interview with God, I did a simple but wonderful thing, and that is this: I sit down mentally in my wonderful human imagination, then I close my eyes. All right, I visualize myself sitting down with God, right? And I'm going to share with you the information I grasped and the questions I asked God, right? I asked God some phenomenal questions, and it's really wonderful. You were really going to learn from it. Now, the first question I asked God is this: how did you create the world? How was all these things created? Okay, how was all the beautiful things we are seeing today created? And I asked God that question. Well, God is really an amazing being. And God told me that I should not think that way, how things were created. He told me that he have a mind, all right? And this mind he have is infinite mind, okay? And this infinite mind is what is used in creating, okay? God, he said that he first of all visualized the world, right, inside the mind arena, right? When he visualized the world inside the mind arena, he did that for 6,000 years, all right? He did it for 6,000 years. Visualization, he did it for 6,000 years. And I got this in Genesis. He quoted Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 for me, that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. So the creation is the thought process. If you want to create something in this world, you must first of all have thoughts. You see, Napoleon Hill said thought are things, and they are powerful things when they are mixed with definiteness of purpose and the burning desire for its translation. And that's what God did. That's what God did. God did this amazing, amazing thing. All right, that was what God did. God sat down. Okay, when God sat down, he said, all right, I'm going to create this word. He had a thought, put it down. When he put it down, he started saying, I am the word. I am the word. I am the word. I am the word. He was telling me that I am the word. I am the word. God was saying, I am the word. And when he was busy saying, I am the word, he told me that there are two parts of a person, right, who have the heart and the real infinite mind. Now, the infinite mind is what psychologists call today the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind holds everything. So that was what God told me, and that was like, wow.
Michael Noble, thank you so much, my brother, for keep sharing your heart. Uh, the next actually scheduled speaker is I would love to introduce, and stay connected if there is. I will bring you in between, but I'm extremely sorry to stop your flow right now. And this is Kamar Abbas, and Kamar Abbas, this is Michael Noble. Any last message you would like to share with Kamar, Michael?
Hello, Kamara, you're welcome.
Awesome. Awesome.
I love you,
Again,
speaking.
I
I love you
apologize.
speaking. See,
Yes, Michael. Again, I apologize, brother, to you know say stop right now, but I'll bring you back. Stay connected. When okay. Yes. And my celebrity,
all
yes.
right, sir. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much again. Abbas, would you like to say anything before I let Michael go?
Yes, please. First of all, thank you so very much. The magnetic entrepreneur, Dr. Praveen Patel from Canada, the guru of making people celebrities. And I have been his student. I'm certified by him as well, being a celebrity speaker, how to achieve the success using the strategy of celebrity leadership. And Mr. Mindful Michael, the Mind Guru from the Mindful Arena Academy. He's really amazing, and I have been following him since long time, and I'm really honored to share the screen with him. So, round of applause for what a beautiful speaker! I was
I am
backstage
grateful.
listening to him. What a beautiful speech! What a beautiful debate he gave! And thank
I'm
you so
grateful.
much. Thank you so much for the honor,
I
Mr.
am
Michael.
grateful. I'm grateful.
Wow, thank
Uh,
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. United.
you're welcome. Hello, 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 hello. I am honored. I am privileged. I'm humbled. I'm blessed. I'm super excited to introduce you all the way from Dil Dil, Pakistan, the neighbor of Jan Jan, Pakistan. The Allah has ever created, one and only Tom Cruise of Pakistan, one of the most humblest coachy I have ever met in my life. None other than Kamar Abbas. Kamar Abbas, take it away, brother. Next 26 minutes are yours, and nobody is going to take those 26 minutes from you, and you are going to change me as well as the world. Take it away, brother.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. It's an honor coming from your mouth. It's really an honor, and I'm really blushing right now that you use such beautiful words for a person like me. Yeah, I'm your student, and always honored that you empower us and you support and you train us. This is Abbas from Pakistan. My calling name is Abbas. My official name is Kambar Abbas, and I'm certified from the John Maxwell team, and I'm the John Maxwell team member. I'm certified from Travis Van Dusen, Travis V Consulting Group. I'm certified from Travis V Leadership Consulting Group as well. I'm certified from Leadership Assembly, Mr. Jude, my mentor. And I'm certified from Mr. David Mori, who has been the advisor to Joe Biden when he was not in the when he didn't become the president. Mr. David Mori was his advisor. I've been certified by him as well, and I've been certified for the Underdog Advantage, the book of Mr. David Mori. I'm certified from Mr. Rehan Lawala, and a long time I'm a student of Mr. Rehan Lawala. I'm following him since 1998, although those videos might be deleted, which were uploaded back at that time when we used to use ICQ. Anyways, it was old days. Lotus and Windows was there. Today's generation don't know about Lotus and Windows. This is Abbas from Pakistan. I'm 40 years old, and my take on today's event is I'm representing Islam over spirituality, Islam and spirituality. So I would quote an incidence of our last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajhum. That when he went to the heavens 1400 years back, he went to heavens, and that event was called and is called Mi'raj, Shab-e Mi'raj, Laylatul Mi'raj, or Night of Mi'raj. In that event, he went to meet so many prophets from old times. And as we are speaking about Islam and spirituality, so this incident, this event, this occasion which I'm quoting here right now, Mi'raj, is really a biggest example in the universe for spirituality, and as connecting it to Islam. When he went there, he met so many old prophets which came before him, as he is the last prophet, and he saw so many things. He went in the past, he went in the future, he saw the paradise. According to Islam, there is nobody has gone to paradise because day of judgment hasn't arrived yet. But he saw people in the paradise. That means he went into the future by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is in Arabic. In English, we translate Allah as the creator, and in Sanskrit and Hindi, we translate Allah as Ishwar. So this is the biggest example. Plus, we are right now currently present in the month, the holy month of Ramadan, Ramadan al-Kareem, and it's international occasion. Everybody knows about Ramadan, that Muslims are obliged to fast in the month of Ramadan. Again, as I've been given the topic of Islam over spirituality, Islam and spirituality. So I'm so lucky that already we are living in the month of Islam and spirituality, that is Ramadan al-Kareem. Why? Because Ramadan al-Kareem makes us more closer towards Creator, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, towards Ishwar. Because when we fast from the dawn to the sunset, we realize the facilities, the blessings, the bounties we have got from the nature through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through our Creator, through Ishwar, are so priceless. Then when we fast, we realize that whole day we are not getting the nutritions whole day, which thing every day we take so many different things to satisfy our hunger or to quench our desires. But in the month of Ramadan, for 28 to 30 days, we stay away from these halal things, from starting from dawn to the sunset. We understand, we realize, we become more spiritual. Being a Muslim, we become more spiritual in the month of Ramadan. We understand the people, the feelings of the poor people who don't get food, who don't get supplements, who don't get water, who don't get these facilities provided to us by Allah through the nature. And this is the month where we become more spiritual as Muslims. And I'm sure that every religion guides us to or prescribes us to do fasting, but there is a slight difference. And as in Islam, we are not allowed to take anything from dawn to sunset. In between that time, we cannot have anything unless and until if we are a patient, if we are under the medical treatment, then only we are allowed to skip the fast. But we have to, if I skip one fast, I have to keep it after Ramadan anytime, but I have to cover it up by balancing it, by keeping it in after the month of Ramadan. But the reward is very little if I keep that fast after Ramadan. But I keep the fast in Ramadan, the reward is very high. And especially I would like to say again that Ramadan is the month of being and becoming more spiritual as human beings. And It's an opportunity for all of us to get more closer to our Creator, get to know the situations and conditions of other brothers and sisters around the world who are not getting the same sort of facilities. We get to understand the situation and conditions of our laborers, or those people who are in the military forces or all around the world, or those people who are under circumstances such as laborers around the world, those people who are poor, who are not getting financially poor, I mean, although overall we all are incomplete in some ways. If we don't unite with each other, we are incomplete. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is complete. Only our Creator is complete. Only Ishwar is complete. We as human beings, if we want to become complete, we need to unite with each other. Ramadan also gives us this lesson on spirituality, with the help of Islam, that we need to unite with each other. When we open the fast at the same time, when Azan is there and we are opening our fast, that shows the unity. Everybody is opening the fast at the same time. When we pray at the same time, that shows we are united. Either we pray at home or in our mosque, but the timing is same. So this unity makes us more spiritual. In order to become spiritual, we need to unite as global brothers and sisters, global friends, global family, because Islam says, as my subject is spirituality, Islam and spirituality, so I would like to quote here that Islam says, our last prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum, said 1400 years back that no Arabi is greater than Ajami, no Ajami is lesser than Arabi. That means that everybody is equal. Either you're Arabic, you're Ajamite, because these two nations were very famous at that time in that area and in that era as well. In that area and in that era as well. So it's a metaphor. It doesn't mean that only it's regarding only Arabic and Ajamites. It's regarding everybody: black, white, yellow, brown, pink, whoever, whenever, and wherever. Everybody is equal in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Creator, our Ishwar. And this is the biggest example again for spirituality with the help of Islam, that everybody is equal. Our last prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum, quoted this hadith. And 1400 years back, our last prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum, did a very spiritual miracle, that he pointed his finger towards the moon, and the moon was split into two parts. Still there is a crack, and this happened 1400 years back, and it was done by our last prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And science, it is also proven by science. There are two theories in science. They say either so many years back our moon, this I'm quoting according to the scientific research. Before I said according to the Islamic history, but now what I'm quoting is according to scientific research. There are two theories in science. One scientific theory says that either so many years back there were two moons and they merged. That's why there is a crack, because the back side of the moon is a different spongy material and the front side is different, flat. So and the second theory says that, or so many years back the moon was one, but it split into two parts and that it merged again. So in both ways, this story is proven 110% correct. What I just quoted regarding our last prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that 1400 years back, he pointed towards the moon. The moon was split. This is according to Islamic history. And science have two theories. So both the theories of science tallies with the Islamic history, which happened 1400 years back. So what I mean to say, that everybody cannot do that. You have to be spiritual. You have to utilize your spiritual powers given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, our Ishwar. Then only you can split the moon into two parts. So with the point of your finger. So many things are there. Our last prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad, also said that after so many years there will be a time when people will talk to one another, they will see one another, they will meet one another from one end of the corner of the world to the other, like we are doing right now. My teacher, my Guruji, my Ustad, Dr. Praveen Patel, the magnetic entrepreneur, is sitting in Canada. Right now, currently I'm in Pakistan, and we are talking to each other like we are in each other's house. I feel like I'm having tea with him. So yeah, what my last prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa alihi wasallam, said has been proven right. And so many more sayings are there. So yeah, this is my take on Islam over spirituality, Islam and spirituality. Thank you so very much. Jazakallah, dhanyawad. Cheers.
Wow, 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 wow. You stole the show, man. Abbas, you stole the show. I feel Allah. Aham Allahs me. Aham Allahs me. I came up by from getting the inspiration from Aham Brahmasmi. I came up with Aham Allahs me. Yes. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing, and I love it, Abbas. I love it, man. Keep continue till I bring the next speaker. Yes, man. And you are the man with wisdom. I've seen your growth, man. Like you are the polished one, man. I saw you raw carbon, man. Raw carbon, never give space to, never give time to speak another person. Boom, 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 boom. And now you're taking notes, this, that, edifying, talking to the audience. Like I feel like you're besides me, like, and that's amazing, man. Yes. Boom. Yes. So yes, keep continue, brother. Keep continue. I love the flow, man. Time stops, man. When you speak, man, time stops, man. Yes, man. Yeah, keep going, brother. I'm proud of
you, sir.
And you're
Wow,
a
thank you.
inspiration.
Wow, thank you. Dhanyawad, Jazakallah. It's really an honor. I'm so humbled, and I don't even deserve such kind words and beautiful words by my teacher, Dr. Praveen Patel, the Guruji, and he's the magnetic entrepreneur. I'm so overwhelmed what he just said about me. I mean, it's really an honor. It's more than Oscar award for me, really, really. Anyways, Jazakallah, sir. And yeah, so we are on Islam and spirituality. If we touch this subject, Islam over spirituality, or Islam and spirituality, it will never end. It's never ending, because Islam is the religion of spirituality. I'm not saying that other religions are not connected to spirituality. All religions are from Allah. All religions are from our creator. All religions are from Ishwar. But the thing is, I belong to Islam, and I can represent Islam on our international platform of Dr. Praveen Patel, and I'm honored that he has given me the opportunity to speak. So yeah, Islam and spirituality. Islam means peace. That shows spirituality. Spirituality cannot occur inside us if we are not at peace. And Islam represents spirituality in the universe. Well, Islam, the name Islam was given just before 1400 years ago, but it is there since day one. It is written in Al-Quran, Quran al-Majid, Quran al-Kareem, Quran Sharif, that everything is made on the basis of Islam. Islam is actually representing nature, not only the nature of the earth, of our Mother Earth, but also the nature of the seas. Islam represents the nature of the skies. Islam represents the nature of the universe and the galaxies. Our sun, our moon, our Saturn, our Mars, our Earth, our Jupiter, our Pluto, and other galaxies as well, and other universes as well, as it is written in Quran al-Kareem very clearly, Bismillah ar-Rahman, that Allah has created Alameen. Our last Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Muhammad Mujtaba al-Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad wa ali farajum, is the rahmah for Alameen, is the blessing, is the mercy for Alameen. Alameen means universes, worlds, galaxies, seas, earths, not one earth, so many planets and stars. And so this is all spirituality. Quran is the whole entire holy book, the complete holy book on spirituality. It says about people in the past, so that we take lesson from those nations, those people, and we keep in mind that we should do what they did and achieve the success, and we should not do what they did and failed. Islam tells us about future, that one day, due to circumstances, world will be demolished, and it's on us basically. Islam says, Quran says, our last Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ali farajum, says that the free will is given to you, O human beings, ayyuhan nas. That is in Arabic, and in English we say, O mankind. Here man is generic. It doesn't only refer to the men, it also refers to the women, the girls, the boys, the man, the women, the old people, the young people, the teachers, the students, the parents, the children, the brothers, the sisters, husbands and wives, friends, relatives, everyone, neighbors. That means ayyuhan nas in Arabic. It means mankind, humankind, the human beings. And Islam says that you have given the free will on earth. You can do whatever you want, but if you will do, guided by the great manual, the holy manual, which is Quran, you will achieve success in this world and in the hereafter. So I personally believe that I'm not saying I'm a good Muslim. I'm trying to be a good Muslim. I'm trying to grow, and I'm not very proud for myself, but still admitting and accepting for who I am right now will grow me towards success. But if I don't admit it, I won't grow. And therefore, the best spiritual book is Quran for me. And I believe for everyone, Quran is not only book for humans. Quran is book for angels. Quran is also book for jinns or genies or jinns. Whatever them, Quran also books for ants. The tiny ants, the insects. We are not allowed to kill an ant by purpose, according to Quran, according to Hadith. But if by mistake we step on an ant, it gets killed and we don't know about it, then we are forgiven. Then we will not be held for any punishment. But if we kill an ant by purpose, on purpose, our prayers, I would say my prayers, will be rejected. So same goes for the plants. We cannot crush the plants without purpose, because according to Quran, according to Hadith, according to this, and this is really connected to my subject today, each word, I'm not going out of the topic, I'm really taking care to stay inside my subject, that is Islam and spirituality. Each word is in accordance to the subject, Islam and spirituality. So yeah, Quran, Ahadith guides us about plants as well, that don't crush the plant unless and until you want to utilize it. Everything is created for you, O mankind, for your benefit, but don't misuse it. That is written in Quran, in Ahadith. It is clarified in Ahadith as well. In Quran, everything is precise. Then in Hadith, it is in details. So we cannot crush the vegetables, the fruits, the plants, the animals, anything, because everything is a living thing in Islam. Everything breathes. We cannot hear it. Allah says that even an ant shouts the same way when it is crushed by your feet, like an elephant shouts when a mountain falls on the elephant. So the ant also screams, Allah says. Elephant also screams because of the mountain. Ants also scream because of our feet. But because of the frequency of our listening, of our ear, or of our listening ability, we are not able to hear the cry or the sound of an ant. Allah says, if you can't hear an ant crying or shouting or screaming, that doesn't mean that the ant doesn't feel pain. So there are so many, like one of our prophets, there was a fly. The fly used to sit on his hand, move on his hand and body, and he used to feel itchy, but he never used to remove it. So one of the student of that prophet, because we have 124,000 messengers